Public Protector Thuli Madonsela has cleared Sports Minister Fikile Mbalula and his deputy Gert Oosthuisen. Madonsela found no evidence showing that Mbalula and Oosthuisen undertook flights not in line with the functions of their department in regard to the 2012 World Cup. The DA's Winston Rabotapi had requested Madonsela to investigate the minister and Oosthuisen on allegations of wasteful and fruitless expenditure. The investigation focused on flights that cost over 2 million rand between April 2010 and early 2012. Rabotapi also alleged that Mbalula had taken 240 flights in the space of 2 years, amounting to over R1 million. For more on the reports, we are now joined by our reporter, Sipho Sturman, who's following the story. Sipho, a very good afternoon to you. What are some of the main issues that were highlighted in today's report?
Good afternoon. Well, the Public Protector had a number of reports that she tabled out to the media, but before she went ahead with the reports, she explained to us that one that was also due today of Trade and Industry Minister Rob Davies, the report which we were also expecting today on whether he violated executive members' ethics code, was not going to be tabled today, and said that she will release that at a later stage. But coming back to the ones that she did release today, and obviously the big one being on sports Minister Fikile Mbalula and his deputy, as you indicated earlier, that she did clear them on all wrongdoing, saying that all the flights that they took, she found no evidence that they were not relating to their jobs. However, she did sort of caution and say that, departments need to be wary when they take trips and actually look into them, that are they necessary, and obviously say that, it is not necessary to take first class trips and 5-star accommodation when traveling for work purposes.
So, please, what are some of those ongoing reports that were mentioned during the brief today?
Well, another case that the Public Protector brought up is that of KZN MEC of Health, MEC Sibongiseni Dlomo, where she, again, it was a DA, a provincial MP, who laid the complaint that MEC Dlomo used an emergency chopper to attend a funeral in an area in KZN called Hlaba. Obviously, they're saying that obviously she violated the conduct of her office, and that she used an emergency medical chopper for reasons other than for emergency medical purposes. Obviously, the Public Protector also investigating the matter, and he says that the MEC did not deny using the chopper, but he said that the chopper, he did not use it solely to attend the funeral, but also at a later time during that same day, he was going to address the community in that area. So it was used for purposes of saving the time. Right. Now, the Public Protector, again, did not find any wrongdoing in terms of violating the executive members' ethics code, but cautioned that perhaps the Department of Health should look into offering separate choppers for health emergency purposes and for administrative purposes. So that's the conclusion she came to regarding that matter, saying that the health minister needs to look into this matter.
All right, and
another case, obviously, as I mentioned, that there was quite a number of them. Another case that she brought was another one by a police officer from Limpopo, who complained that after he had applied to be re-enlisted in the police service, that his application was unfairly declined. The police officer, of course, the police reasons for declining him, they say that the man had a pending case, a civil case that was pending against him, that he owed the Department of Police about 22,500 rands that he owed to them. However, the Public Protector again in this case said that the man had passed all assessments, that there is absolutely nothing wrong that he had done except this pending civil case. And she stated that there is no rule that says a person cannot be employed because they have a civil case pending against them. And he said, in fact, if this man had been employed in 2010, then he would have been in a position to pay back the money that he allegedly owes. So then he ordered the police commissioner to re-employ the man and to compensate him for the period since 2010 till now that he has been without pay. He gave the police commissioner 60 days to do this.
Very progressive indeed, Sipho. Before I let you go now, did the Public Protector indeed indicate as to when she will give the final reports on some of the outstanding investigations, Sipho?
Well, she did not want to go into detail into other investigations. She told us that obviously her office is very busy, that so far this year they've had about 20 reports that they've dealt with. And she also mentioned a case where she said this was a good example of departments working with her, and that she was approached by Stats SA. Stats SA had a case against an individual where a Stats SA vehicle had collided with a private taxi owner, and then the taxi owner obviously then was claiming against the department, and then Stats SA approached the public protector to sort of to look into the matter, and then both parties sat with the public protector and they reached an agreement which was acceptable to both parties. And then she said this is an example that, you know, she can work with government departments as long as they come to the party and they are cooperative with her.
Thank you so much for that. That's our reporter, Sipho Sturman, giving us an update on the Public Protector's report into Sport Minister Fikile Mbalula and his deputy for alleged misspending, among other cases.